Yeah, so my name is Pete, and this is Garrett, and this is our buddy Yuri. But here, I'll stand over here so we're not in people's way. But yeah, so we're just curious, I guess, if you want to introduce yourself, and then how would you describe Keene as somebody who's never been here before?
It's, in a sense, an ideal city. It has everything here, just on a small scale. I've lived in Southern California. I've lived in Orlando, Florida. And you always come back home. So, yeah, you got to live somewhere. So, it's as good a place as any, I think.
Right on. What about folks who live elsewhere around the globe, like in Egypt? Have you heard about what's going on in Egypt recently?
Maybe they should try working for a living. But I don't know the ins and outs. They got a bad situation. There's no question. I just worry that it may develop here. We don't get the right people in office, but we're the ones that put them in. We should be the ones that get them out.
Do you think is that the route you think that the positive change has to go through necessarily?
I don't know if anybody's got the answer to that. But if you don't like the system, you got to change it. And it takes work. A lot of things around here I don't like, but if I really didn't like it, I'd do something about it.
Right. What are some of those things, if you care to explain? Like, are there some things that go on that you wouldn't choose to pay for example?
I've been joking the last couple of days about the money, the bear cat that they had to have here. If they had the bear cat here and sent it out to Arizona, maybe they wouldn't have the fires out there. You know, it's just a joke. The money that's wasted on things that should be done or could be done.
That Bearcat cost, it came through a federal grant. 300 towns across the states got them, and you know what some people might say is, you know, that's the natural incentive. If you give these folks power to rule over you, once you give them a little bit, there's no incentive. There's no check. You know, their incentive is to always claim more. So that's, you know, why there's now a Bearcat in Keene. You know, this ideal town.
Still my tax dollar that bought it.
Right.
And I didn't really have any say in it.
What about, have you heard of Bitcoin? Speaking of, you just mentioned dollar. Have you heard of Bitcoin before? Yeah, it's like an alternative currency. The idea is it's not, you know, like the Federal Reserve notes are just sort of created on the printing press out of thin air. So Bitcoin the idea is that it's like transparent, but it's like cryptocurrency. So there's no central control on it, no producer per se.
I haven't really heard about it, but it doesn't really sound like a good idea.
Yeah, just one of many ideas. How about silver or gold?
I'd love to have some gold set aside in my own coffee can, buried in the backyard, because I sure don't want the government to know I got it.
Right.
Just like I don't want the government to know that I've got my firearms. Now they do, of course.
And why do you feel that way? Why do you feel it's not anyone's business to know that?
They don't need to know everything. They just don't need to know everything. And big is not always better, and it just seems to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's crazy. Absolutely.
So what message do you have for people watching this to change? If they feel like the same way you do, what do you advocate that they try to
get involved? Get involved. Yeah.
Any particular way?
Any way you can. You can't change it all. Take one little thing at a time. Work on that, and baby steps. Baby steps.
Right on. All right. Well, I appreciate your time.
Very good.
Yeah, I'll give you one of these cards. It has some websites on here and just some information and stuff like that. Sort of a who owns you. Most of this stuff is coming from that perspective, you know, about self-ownership and self-government. All right. Appreciate your time.